What had all the makings of a legendary fall classic now looks like it could be the first World Series sweep in a dozen years, thanks in large part to Freddy Freeman, homering in all three games for the Dodgers so far, all three wins for LA, and they've got a 3-0 series lead heading into Game 4 tonight. Of course, Yankees fans know it is possible to dig out of that hole. But the 2004 Yankees still the only baseball team to blow a 3-0 series lead. That was 20 years ago. Last time it happened in any major professional North American sport, a decade ago, the LA Kings in the first round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Let's take you out to Yankee Stadium right now. Our Matt Snyder and Jim Bowden standing by. We heard going into Game 3, the vibes were low, and then Freeman hits the home run, and everything seems seemingly over with. Set the scene for us out there tonight, Jim.
Well, the scene here in New York, not very optimistic, to be honest, just because of what you said. There has never been a World Series team ever that has come back from 3 games to none in the history of the sport, and Yankee fans know it. The Yankee fans here want their team to show up. They basically haven't shown up. We haven't seen the same Yankee team we saw that won 94 games in the regular season. We haven't seen the team that beat both the Royals and the Guardians to get here, and most importantly, their star player, Aaron Judge. All sit, not all rise, is the way it's been this postseason, with an historically bad one. And look, he's trying, he's done everything he can, but both mentally and physically, he's just not right.
So, Matt, if you're the Yankees, you win all these games, you're looking great, and at some point you say, we're just going to keep doing what we've been doing. But at some point, do you have to change your philosophy here?
I mean, I don't know really how much there is to change. They just need to hit better. So whether it's maybe being more aggressive early in the counts, Jim was talking earlier that Aaron Boone was talking about during the regular season, they could get maybe 2 pitches to hit during each at-bat, and they would hit one of those. Now they're getting maybe 1 pitch to hit in the at-bat, and they're just not executing. So it's just more of a matter of execution than philosophy than anything. And look, we knew that the lineup was top-heavy anyway. They basically need to do all their damage 1 through 4 in the lineup. Juan Soto and Giancarlo Stanton are holding up their end of the bargain, but Aaron Judge is not, and that's a big void for them to fill when they need all that damage from the top of the order.
Look, I mean, we're kind of focusing on what the Yankees are doing. At some point, you just got to tip your cap to the LA Dodgers. But, Jim, got to ask, Aaron Judge, is it the breaking ball that has been giving him the issues in this series, and how does he get out of this in time to save it?
I don't think it's the breaking ball as much as it's chasing out of the strike zone, right? In the regular season, he was chasing out of the zone 18% of the time, right? Over 162 games. Now in the postseason, he's chasing almost 30%. So it's a significant difference. He's not being as disciplined as we're used to in the strike zone. He's also pulling off the ball. He's uppercutting a little bit more with his launch angle than he normally has. But it's both mentally and physically at this point. And look, this game is really difficult and really hard to get a slump like this. Now, when he had a similar slump in April, nobody really talked about it, right? It was April. But when that kind of slump happens in October and you're getting paid $360 million, guess what? We're all going to talk about it.
It makes it so much harder when you have a guy like Freddy Freeman on the other side making it look so easy. Matt, a chance to make Major League Baseball and World Series history tonight if he homers in his 6th straight World Series game. That would give him the record all to himself, dating back to the days he was an Atlanta Brave, obviously winning the World Series in 21. How do you put what he's done in this series into perspective?
It's difficult to do that because the funny thing is, heading into the series, one of the biggest storylines was Freddy Freeman, but it was because of his injured ankle that had him so severely hampered during the NLCS. He missed 2 of those games. He hadn't had an extra base hit since September 26th. He hadn't hit a home run since September 16th. Now he homers 3 games in a row, including the walk-off grand slam, the only time we've ever seen that in the World Series. It's an unbelievable series by Freddy Freeman. To do this on basically 1 leg, it's just incredible. It's tough to put into words.
And what I've loved is what he was able to do from adjusting. If you remember back in Game 1 against Garrett Cole, he jammed him twice with a cutter, busted his bat, and Freddie went back, started looking at the iPad, started looking at the video, found himself that he wasn't giving him a chance to hit on the inside pitch, opened up his hips a little bit, was looking for that inside lane, and if you go back and look at all the home runs he's hit in the World Series, they've all been in that kind of zone. And tonight he's facing Lewis Heel, who against against left-hand hitters is basically fastball changeup, and he likes to throw that fastball up and into left-handed hitters, so it's going to be very interesting. I'm not going to be surprised if Freddy Freeman hits another home run here in Game 4.
This is the 25th time that a team has taken a 3-0 series lead in the World Series. Only 3 times has that team trailing even forced a Game 5. Jim, what do the Yankees have to do to just get one and go from there?
I think you got to get an early lead, right? You can't let the Dodgers get ahead like they did last night. Get the crowd in it. Be disciplined at the plate. You know, look, the Dodgers have been ahead of the Yankee hitters this entire series. That makes it much more difficult. But the Yankees have to continue to stay disciplined, understand how they got here. They got here with walks and slug, right? That's what the Yankees are about. Get guys on and hit the 3-run homer. But they've got to do it early in the game, get some momentum, get this Yankee crowd behind them. If they're going to win this game, I think they've got to score first.
And Matt, what is the Dodgers' plan as they're kind of going with a bullpen game here?
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how they go. They still haven't announced their starting pitcher. They love to do that. They always call it gamesmanship in the playoffs by Dave Roberts. The hunch is that Brent Honeywell is going to do some bulk here. Whether it's starting the game and going 3 innings or so, or whether it's coming in second and pitching 2 or 3 innings, Honeywell's going to do some work, and then they're going to go to their guys that have been going well, like Blake Trinan, Michael Kopech, Alex Vesia. They'll lean on them in the late innings.
All right, Yankees are favored on the money line to win this game and force a Game 5. But, guys, how do you feel like this game is going to go? Jim, you can lead us off.
Yeah, I've got the Dodgers sweeping here. I feel like the series is over. Look, I have a lot of confidence in the stuff that Louis Heel has. He's got 3 pitches that on a scouting scale of 20 to 80, I put a 70 on it, right? He's got a 96-mile-an-hour fastball. He's got a nasty slider that he throws to the right-handers, nasty changeup to the left-handers. You know, people hit 170 against his breaking balls. But the problem with Heel has always been control and command. And if he gets into this game and starts walking guys, you can't do that with this Dodgers lineup. And with all the left-hand hitters they have in this lineup, like Freeman and Muncy and Lux and Ohtani if his shoulder's okay, he makes a mistake with that fastball and doesn't command in the zone, they're going to hit it out of the ballpark. So I think the Dodgers are going to end up sweeping this thing. You know, when I was with the Reds back in 1990, we ended up sweeping Oakland, and Oakland was a heavy favorite to win that series. I just think when it gets down to 3-love, it's just really hard to come back, and I don't see this Yankee team doing it because, quite frankly, this Dodger team is just so good, top to bottom. They are the best team in baseball. I don't think anybody could beat this team four games in a row, especially in the postseason, and that includes the Yankees.
I totally agree. I've got the Dodgers tonight. I think it's over. I saw that the Yankees were favored, and I was kind of surprised by that. I'm sure it's based on the pitching matchup with the bullpen game being involved there for the Dodgers, but I think the series, where we look back on this, we're going to say the second that Freddy Freeman hit the home run in Game 3, the series was over. The air just got sucked out of this place. Nobody was excited anymore. The Yankees felt lifeless the rest of the game. So, yeah, I think this thing's over, and I think it's going to end tonight.
Jim's got some dark clothing on, black coat. Looks like he's dressed for the Yankees season funeral tonight, maybe a Dodgers celebration. Jim Bowden and Matt Snyder with us all afternoon and evening throughout the night on HQ for Game 4 of the World Series as the Yankees try to avoid being swept in the World Series for the first time since the Reds did it, that big red machine back in 1976.